Yeah, first of all, I want to say very excited about being here at Mississippi State. It's been just want to tell everybody I'm very thankful for this opportunity. The opportunity Coach Moorhead gave me to be here at Mississippi State, and I really want to thank him for that. I do want to say one thing about Coach Moorhead from the beginning is that in all my years of coaching, I think that there are a few guys that are elite in the coaching world. I think there's a lot of good coaches out there. A lot of guys do a great job. To me, in my opinion, there's probably 3 to 5% of the population in coaching that are elite. There's no doubt in my mind that Coach Moorhead is one of those guys, and he's just been just a tremendous guy to work for. Just a guy that understands football, understands motivation of young men, understands how to recruit, he understands how to organize practices. He's had all the boxes that you check. He's very high in all those categories, so I want to thank him for that. And then, as far as us as a special teams unit, our goal is simply to be the #1 SEC, #1 in the SEC in special teams, and I think that that's a very important facet of what we're doing. We got to understand that we want to be the best, and we got to approach every day like that. And my goal is to get our guys to understand it and get it done in practice, and therefore to get done in games. So I'll take questions from there.
Questions? Yeah, Mike, to you.
Hey Coach, Tom Little from WCBI here in Columbus. Both Coach Moorhead and Coach Shoup mentioned Marcus Murphy may see some significant time on special teams. What have you seen from him so far? Where do you see him? Do you see him on both kick return and punt return, or maybe one or the other?
Well, all the above. We are actually working him in both areas. Very good athlete, got a great attitude, comes to work every day, and a young guy that's really trying to learn what we're trying to teach him, and I expect him to be on the field for sure.
Coach Steve Iverson with Gene's Page. The punter battle with this year is a little different deal with Logan Cook out of the program now. How do you see it shaking out, or is that competition going to linger into the season, or what are your thoughts?
We're not going to make any decisions here until at least the following weekend after our second scrimmage. I think there's a lot of evaluations to be done, a lot of data to obtain. We chart them every day, and the guy with the best stats is going to be the guy that's going to be the kicker. And so I think they've both done well. Tucker's got much more consistent. And Cody's always been consistent. They both want the job, but we'll see here in a couple weeks.
I asked Coach Moorhead earlier about how he kind of uses your eyes outside of the special teams periods in practice. What do you kind of look for in offense and defense periods, and what kind of insight do you try to give Coach Moorhead to help them with this?
Well, one thing he asked me to do during practice is walk around and look at every athlete and evaluate them. Where can they fit on a special team? I go through every cornerback, every safety, every linebacker, and on down the list, and try to find a guy that maybe that we've overlooked, because sometimes you can't think you know who the players are, but till you walk around and look at each guy and evaluate, and I've never had that opportunity to do that. But it's been very helpful, and we've got 3 or 4 guys that weren't on our list that we put on the list, and so that are fighting for jobs, and so I continually doing that. And then the second part of your question, I think Coach Moorhead is very open to suggestions, and he's a smart man. He understands what he wants to do, but he takes input from us, and so we certainly try to help in any way we can. All we're trying to do as assistant coaches is help him do well and make him look good, and that's my job, that's my role.
It's kind of rare to come into a situation where you're replacing a long snapper that got drafted in the NFL, but that's kind of what you faced with Hunter Bradley being gone. But with that being said, who are the candidates working there, and how's that competition going?
Well, Joel Baldwin and Raymond Freeman are the 2 that are working there now. We'll bring a couple more snappers in when school gets here. Right now, they're the top 2. It's a real close battle. Joel got in here a few days late because of going with ROTC. Got in here on that Monday, but there's a good battle going right now. But you know what? I think we got 2 good ones. I know we had one that got drafted last year, and I understand he's a great one. We got some guys that we feel like we can count on right there. So I don't think it's going to be much of a drop off from the standpoint of what we had last year. We got two guys who can do it, and so I feel very comfortable there.
Pretty different situation at place kicker. Guy started last year back, and he's just a sophomore. What's a point of emphasis for him? What's the next step for him in his development?
Well, I think the key is he's competing right now with Jordan Lawless, and they've had some great battles out there at this point. You know, Jace is a great person, comes from a great family. He's fortunate enough to meet his family at the spring game. And he's the kind of guy you want. He's very conscientious about, you know, what he does, how he kicks, and had a great year last year. And he's worked the whole summer long to be the very best. And so we got competition there. You know, Jordan's pushing.
Coach, kickoff specialist, who are the candidates there?
You know, right now, we've got Scott Goodman, who came in as a true freshman, is looking very good. He has a lot of confidence and has a strong leg, and you know, doing some really good things right now. And Jason is really kind of our backup kicker at that spot. Scott's coming and done very well. He's you know, you don't see many freshmen that come in there with confidence he's coming with, and he's also got some talent too. So that's certainly a plus.